Hey everybody, which pretty much just means Sinistello. Hey Sinistello. I was pressing redeem too slow. Now I'm not even gonna say hi to you, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. All right, so we gotta finish this stuff up. Let's just work our way through the list. We're gonna start with this one, which is make a tutorial for the enchanter. Let's go find out where the enchanter is here. Why do they start with a what is that thing? They start with a new quest indicator. Are they even an enchanter, or are they secretly a guild master in disguise? What are you? You are an enchanter. Why do you have a new quest indicator from the get-go? Why would I have done this? What do NPCs have? They have it turned off. They should just have it turned off too. There. Easy. Hey Dark, lunch was good. Hey Titanium. I had some leftovers and some roasted vegetables and some grapes we got from the farmer's market. These grapes were like juicing grapes. Does that make sense? Is that a thing? Juicing grapes. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know. Anyway, there are different kinds of oranges, and they're the kinds that you just eat, and then they're kinds you make juice from. These tasted like if you put grape juice into grapes, and not all grapes taste like that. Like the ones you just get from the grocery store are, I guess, vaguely grape juice flavored because they're grape flavored. I sound like a maniac right now. Anyway, they were really good. Alright, so now that no longer shows, which means we can cut this out. And now we want to make it so that when you click them, they show you different dialogues. It could just be one really big dialogue that tells you everything. Or we could make a state machine that lets you go between the different states. Good, I'm glad, Titanium. I'm glad. Yeah, I think we'll make a state machine, and I think we will wait for you to click them, and then just spawn different dialogues. So we need a state machine. Is there a reason to have a guild master for this? I don't know. It's literally just text dialogues. We have this showing up somewhere, right? Standby? Transition pay to hire. Transition to standby. Don't we keep track of a dialogue somewhere? Here we go. Tell player about battling. Yeah, we want this state to be used pretty much everywhere. Does this use the guild master anywhere? We set that they're no longer clickable. That's it. That's literally it. And then what? The enchanter, the guild master has some sense of whether it's clickable and has an on click. Okay, I guess. I think it's reasonable. Should probably go into like NPC or something. We should make a clickable component on here. All right, well, I'm not very concerned about this. I think the enchanter's going to have their own state machine and whatever. Yeah, what do I care? So guildmaster state machine. Oh, wait. Before we figure this out, let's save this thing. Copy file path. Yeah, this is what I want to use. This spawns a dialogue. Before I realized in Godot, it's a lot more performant to position objects before they're added to the scene tree, so that was fun. Interesting. Are you profiling individual like function calls here? Because I know that at least through C# you need to be using, I think, Rider for that. Maybe Visual Studio could also do it. But I can't do it in VS Code. And I'll need to look into that eventually, probably. All right, well, where's the Guildmaster state machine? It doesn't exist. Wait, it can't not exist, right? What do we use here? Oh, just a game state machine. Okay, that's fine. Let's put this in enchanter. We're gonna put a bunch of stuff in here. I don't even know if we need to control whether this thing is clickable or not. And if we don't, then this doesn't need to have an enchanter here. Why would you not have it be clickable though? I guess if you want to spawn a new dialogue, just click won't do anything though. Yeah, I think this can just be for a node. Okay. Now we got to go use all this stuff. Use this. Haven't got my NeoVim set up yet. Yeah, does GDScript let you look at the like a profiler that lets you see how long each individual function call is taking? Because I think that is important information to base a lot of these decisions on. But I haven't looked into loading myself yet for the game. Like one of the questions I have is, do we need to set the renderer to render at like 1 frame per second? It's a bit shallow, only top level functions. Oh man, that's a shame. That's definitely a shame. This is one of the reasons why I was wary about GDScript, because I thought it's not a standalone language. Okay, now I need to set up the state machine. That happens in init. Then we need to add it. More an issue with a built-in profiler. Oh, there are other profilers you can use? Okay. All right, so the beginning state is really just standing around, right? I think so. Where are our states? States, NPCs. Yeah, we're gonna add a new one in here. Enchanter states. Put that there. And I guess we'll start with a standby. Yeah. We need to differentiate between these two things. All right, let's put a breakpoint, or no, let's just copy this one, I think. Yeah, this will be the standby state. Enchanter standby. Standby. Game state node. Type doesn't exist. We don't have the concept of an entity here. Standby needs to pull from the right thing. Oh, no. Whoops, wrong. wrong. This needs to be in enchanter states. There. And now that is not ambiguous. This should be pretty simple once I get one of these things set up. Now we need a click handler. That's here. That's just state machine.clicked. I guess we do need that. What, because NPCs know when they're clicked? What do NPCs do when they're clicked? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so we don't do this. Why? What's this doing? Create with a node 2D? Are you kidding me? Okay, well, we know that it's a node 2D, but I guess then we should make this be a state using a node 2D so that it can just be the entity, which means that then this needs to change. Okay, so we're going to say hello world. And in response, you're going to say hi. And then that's it. Dialog is on null, then do that. On closed dialog should transition into another state. We don't have another state, so there's no way to leave this. And let's see what that looks like. And then we just got to make a bunch of these states and figure out how we're going to word everything in there. Did that start spawned? It did. That should only happen on click. Yeah, so this is a problem already. But that's okay. Let's figure out what we're going to have this thing say. Okay, so maybe something like, hi, I'm the enchanter? It's presumptuous, right? I'm the enchanter. I wonder if we should capitalize this. I'm the enchanter. I can extract the essence from an item into magical effects for your adventurers. Okay, so that's going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to say drag an item onto one of these pots. Drag an item onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy the item and affect all. I mean, they say battles, but I don't know how to say this stuff. Have you tried putting those tasks in your code as a comment, then start typing the dialogue? You mean so that the AI completes it for me? And no, I haven't tried that yet. I want to think of what we want to say here. I get that the AI could help me with that, but yeah. Hi, I'm the enchanter. I can extract the essence from an item into magical effects for your adventurers. Drag an item onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy. Drag an item onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy the item and I don't know. Hey, weirdo. I don't know how to say this stuff. Why is this the hardest part? You can tell you about dragging. Buffs only affect future battles. Destroys the item. And dragging another one will override the buffs. Onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy the item when you do so. And affect new battles while my crystal is powered. I need to talk about how that works, but then if you want to overwrite the current effects, simply drag a new item onto the pot, into the pot. Yeah, I think onto is fine. Okay, so a couple things that are a little weird. One, this character is talking as though they're aware that you can drag items, which dragging is a concept that is a computer concept. A character in the world would say, put an item in the pot. But I want to make it clear to the player, so I think that's okay. I think we just say drag and it's fine. But the other thing is this thing about powering a crystal is not really clear. I can extract the essence from an item into magical effects for your adventurers. Drag an item onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy the item when you do so. And any battles that you start will gain the effects of the will gain benefits effects. All right, I am putting a lot of thought into this, and I'm not super happy yet with this. Enchanter, I can extract the essence from an item into magical effects for your adventures. Drag an item onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy the item when you do so, and any battles that you start will gain, I'll say, the effects. If you want to override the current effects, simply drag an item. Okay, cool. That's it. That's the whole thing. So we have a standby state. We have a, what do we call this? Like intro, tell about drag, or like greeting state, tell about pots state, and tell about overwriting state. I don't remember where I got this shirt from. I think it was Express. And I think it was many, many, many years ago. But speaking of shirts you could get, well, this isn't a shirt, it's a hoodie. Skeleseller hoodie. Which I can't easily demo this without it being on me. Because it's a zip and the other half of the hoodie is folded and I can't seem to, there we go. I won't be able to line it up. But yeah. I just turned the heat on in here, so I don't need that right now. Okay, so we want these three states. We're gonna put them in here. We don't need this stuff anymore. Okay, new. There we go. All right, now we need those 3 new states. So there is greeting state. There is tell about pots state. And there is tell about overwriting state. Oh, I almost deleted the thing that I had here. I want to close every other tab, but in here I want to do that. And then I want to open up all the states that we just made. There we go. So we go from standby. And when you click this, where is the other state that we had here for this? This thing, tell player about battling. There is no click state in here because of whatever led to this state. The guild master has something just before it then. Waiting for first battle. Yeah, this. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, so you're going to transition into what is the next one? Where did the enchanter go? Here, greeting, tell about pots. So greeting state. And that's it. We don't even do anything else here. Literally just that. Hoodie was bluish. That one was, yeah. You could, or there were 5 different colors, I think. I've got a merch link for the shirts, but for the hoodies, you just need to search your Amazon site. It might not ship to your country, depending on where you live. It's not the best experience right now. Tell about pots. Tell about overwriting. Okay. So this is the greeting state. Am I putting the word state into the name? I'm not, apparently. Huh, okay. Well, then we should save this as greeting, tell about pots, and tell about overwriting. All right, that was my computer, in case anyone's confused. All right, tell about pots, and tell about overwriting. My files are gone. Hey, Karada. So this is just greeting. These need to drop the states that we have. Cool. So you click this, you enter the state. You enter this state, and it says the text that I had somewhere. This, hi, I'm the enchanter, blah, 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 blah. Tell me more. Or maybe go on, dot, dot, dot. Saw state machine, got scared a little. It's a pretty simple state machine. So when you close this, it's going to transition to the next state. We're going to subtract this from here. Dialogue can't be null. We're going to transition into tell about pots. For promotion, you need to put it on. Yeah, but like I said, it's already warm enough in this room. I don't want to be even warmer. All right, so I think we're just going to use this for all of these. Non-null field dialogue must contain, oh yeah, okay, fine, so null, like that. Now I think we want the same contents here. So tell about pots, and then the final state is going to transition you back to the original state. So this one needs to say this stuff. This is tell about pots. Cool. And then this transitions into tell about overwriting. And then the last one of these is this. Sounds good. And in this case, we go back to standby. Okay. And that's that. Let's go try it out. Then we'll get some of the lyrics from Greece in here. And we're good to go. Okay, so you click this character. Hi, I'm the enchanter. I can extract the essence from an item into magical effects for your adventurers. Go on. If you want to overwrite the current effects. Wait, what? You skipped something. The greeting should go to tell about pots. Uh-oh. Why do? I didn't... What? Where did I put this thing? I think I messed something up. I don't know what I did. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even aware of what happened. I think you added the same class. Must have been that, yeah. Hey, Moose. And hey, Sammy. All right, so I'm the enchanter. I can extract the essence from an item into magical effects for your adventurers. Drag an item onto a pot in order to start this process. It will destroy the item when you do so, and any battles that you start will gain the effects. What? Hello? Yeah, it must have modified the same thing. Tell about overwriting, and then this goes back to standby. Yeah, I must have modified the wrong one. That must be it. Well, third time's a charm. And then that's it. That's pretty much the whole commit. That's the little tutorial you're going to have. A little polish thing that would be nice is a close button that just doesn't go on, skips to end or whatever. Gain the effects. If you want to overwrite the current effects, simply drag a new item onto the pot. Sounds good. Cool. So this person can tell you how to get started. Technically, you can hover over even here. I think that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, enchanter likes you state. Not going to happen though. Now, all of these are pretty much the same state, and they just transition to a different state coming out of it. So I think that could be a cleanup thing that we eventually do. Make the enchanter states inherit from a common class, since they all pretty much have the same code with different strings and a different state to transition to. But I am happy with what we got, and that's all I wanted to do. So I'll go check that in. This is hide the new quest indicator. Hide that for the enchanter. And then we have this, add the new states. Yeah. Okay, cool. Add tutorial for the enchanter. Clicking the enchanter shows a set of 3 dialogues that explains how enchantments work. All right, done with that. Done, 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 and done. Good. Next up, items need tooltips even when they're on the ground. Choose what day you started working on Skeleseller, specifically so you wouldn't stream on the 13th of October. What? When is the 13th of October? It's a Sunday. What? I don't understand where you're going with this. 9 the day numbers in the stream aren't day numbers, they're stream numbers. Or well, yeah, they're pretty much stream numbers. So there will still be a day 69. I was literally thinking about this yesterday, thinking, man, no one's gonna ever comment on this, right? But Dells, I forgot about you. I forgot about you. All right, so tooltips. That means when you hover over an item, we need to show you a tooltip, and the information in the tooltip, item tooltip. So show the name, a picture. No picture. Picture isn't needed. Show the name, show the value, show the effect you would get if you disenchant it. Maybe only show this if you've unlocked the enchanter. And show flavor text, description. Yeah. All right, well, step number 1 is just to make sure that items even get this to work. Item has a clickable area. I guess we can use the clickable area to make it be a tooltip area. There's an on-click. Who listens to this? Please tell me it's the town. It's not the town. Does this listen to the though? Storm does. Oh man. All right. Well, when we create an item, yeah, you don't know about the town in here. So this thing probably needs to have a signal saying you hovered over it and a signal saying you stopped hovering over it. We get the clickable area. All right, let's try this. So we'll just pass in the item on hover, on stop hover. Now you're getting it. Now you're thinking with portals. So there's is mouse over and is mouse over equals false. This we can't do. We need a private void on mouse entered. And is mouse over equals true. And then the same thing for exited. And then these things need to use this. Good. And now nothing listens to this. So where do we make an item? Well, we can search for this. What's this doing? Granting items. Do we keep track of the town in here? We do. Oh, we sort of do. Is this protected? It's not even saved? Okay. Then you'll have 0 brain cells, geek. All right, well, where else do we create items? I got to make sure that every caller through this eventually adds a listener where it needs to be added. This tracks the town. Every single item is going to need to know this. What if item create just took in the town? I don't think that's a good idea. How many of these do we even have? We only have 3. Okay, let's just write down the different cases where we do this. So spawn item onto the ground, spawn item into the warehouse. There are those 2 that I definitely saw. Item create. Yeah, and then item converter when you are reading from a save file. And then we just return this. So some save data needs to know this, town save data, which I guess is here, storeroom, probably the vault and probably the ground. Do we store items on the ground? I don't even think we do. But we do in the vault and in the warehouse. Anything else? Shops as well, right? Shop save data. Yeah, these have items as well. Okay, let's go look through that code. Load. We call set item. Yeah, loading from a save file. And that's the warehouse, the vault, shops, and eventually the ground. So there is no common point that we can get all of these things. Unless the item converter is made aware of the town, then I don't think it's going to be a good idea. Item.create. How do we make an item converter? We just make a new one here. Yeah, this would be a big mistake. Okay. So changing create is out of the question, in my opinion. Once it's been created, we need a way of adding an on hover to it. And I guess if we ever didn't add an on hover, it just means you wouldn't see a tooltip, which would be a problem. It's the item that has this though. Okay, so my conclusion. We need a common place to have a listener for the item being hovered over. set item here. Create this. Where are the listeners right now? I'm guessing they're just item displays that listen for this. We literally only have one of these. Yeah, it's just on click. I think we already looked at this. And it's item display and it's the ground. But I guess that's the only place that items can even be right now. Shops have displays. Yeah, everything only has a display or the ground. Okay, those could be the funneling points that we use. We make a new ground item here. What else do we do? Plus equals set item. Okay, so set item and an item display. And then the ground item source constructor. These are the common places right now. But it's really just when the item comes into being, because when you take an item from the ground and put it on a display, you're going to call set item. We don't want another on hover handler there. So I think it's really on creation. You would duplicate the handlers. You set them when adding them to a target, ground, or display. Instead, we need a common place for item creation. Yeah, we just don't have that. Load from file. Storeroom has load from file. Yeah, we call set item. Well, I guess what we could do is remove the listeners when you remove them from a particular place. There's a way of clearing out an item, right? We could have it be that you hover over the item display. Or the ground item source. Okay, that's something I hadn't thought of. All right, where do we set this to null? Remove item. And we remove its on click here too. Okay, you know what? I think I'm happy with that then. Yeah. We should modify set item and the constructor to add listeners, then just make sure to remove them. Armor sets. Man, I've been playing a little bit of Diablo 2 lately, and pretty much all the sets in that game are disappointing. Like, they were a cool idea, but even actually this was the same in World of Warcraft as well, I guess. When sets were kind of first released, they were just all sort of disappointing and bad, except for the end game ones in World of Warcraft, I guess. But in Diablo 2, they needed to be overhauled quite a lot. It's always the same in sad times. Yeah, I guess the risk you run is that if someone does go through the hassle of collecting a set and the power bonus is way too high, then sets become like the only way to level up and use those items. And no one's ever going to collect the sets on their own without specifically going for them. And if you could collect it on your own, then probably you've already out-leveled the set by the time you did collect them all. Or you've made a new character and you don't even really need it. It's just, there are lots of problems with sets, I think, in games. The idea seems cool, though. Hey, have 10 sets and they're all dull. Yeah. Yeah. The way World of Warcraft ended up doing them, I think ended up being better. They'd make it so that you would get like an item token and you'd turn that in for the set piece that you care about. And then they made the set bonuses be the thing that they sort of balance the game around. Or at least this is my understanding of how they did things. Maybe that changed since then. All right, so what do we say? We're going to put this in set item and hopefully get this working. But that implies... Where's the on-click done? Here, set item. We need to, I guess, have the item display call out to something else. This is in the storeroom. We just need to store the town. All right, fine. So we would need to add an on hover and on stop hover in here. and have listeners for that stuff in the storeroom. So on item clicked, we'd have on hover and on stop hover. And handling it, oh man, the storeroom has a call out for this. Which then goes to the town. And the town is where I want this thing to finally happen. Oh boy. All right. I'm seeing a path there. I'm just still not totally happy with this. I don't want to add 2 listeners for this stuff. So I think what I want is like an on hover, and it takes in a Boolean and an item. And the Boolean indicates whether or not you've started or stopped hovering. And that way you just need 1 listener. And the listeners will end up having a statement in there. Is that a smart idea or a dumb idea? I don't know. Every other thing splits this up into 2. I'll just make 2 for right now. Fine. All right, so we have an item on hover item on stop hover item. Okay, that means item display needs it too. Let's just keep copying this stuff. Although this one took in an item display. Okay. On hover item display, on stop hover item display. So the on hover needs to pass in on hover, on stop hover. But technically this can happen whether or not you have an item in it. So I guess what we're really doing is on hover item and on stop hover item. Yeah, this is only for filled displays. I think if this comes back to bite me in the future, I'll just realize the naming is wrong. Now, do we have any concept of on mouse over? Yes, we do. Okay, so this, this also needs to change. On mouse entered. Yeah, good. Is mouse over. Set this thing to true. Then fill in the other function. Then change these things. All right, good. So now this will call out to the storeroom. The storeroom now needs to listen to the item display. Oh, also, this clickable area stuff. Do we have a dispose in here? I'm going to write a note. Dispose of the listeners. Dispose of the event listeners that I added. This is for an item display, though. It matters much less for this one, because this lives for the duration of the game. There's no destroying them. But it's still the right thing to do. Okay, so where do we add on click? Here. And displayed on hover is going to be on hover item, I guess. Does this call out to something? Yeah, it does. All right, whatever. This is the bricklaying stuff. Like, this is not interesting code to write. It's connecting a whole bunch of things. And it's important. But yeah, not very fun. So on hover item display is now written. We want the same thing for on stop hover. Good. So we've written one flow, I think. Item display calls over to here, which then the storeroom can listen to. And then nothing's listening to this on the storeroom. But that's the town that should listen to it. Yeah. Hey, Half. Yeah, the event system is nice. It'd be nice if it could just automatically remove all the events. But it doesn't do that. On hover item display. We got to do this for both of these. Can I just store storerooms in a list? I can. Yeah, storeroom. Let's make it a list. Could also be a hash set. Doesn't really matter which one we do. Storerooms equals warehouse vault. Then iterate over all of them. Should know exactly what I want to do. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, you can't do this. Oh, drat. It needs to be cast to the right thing. Fine. I'll get there eventually. Figure out how to properly use them without deadlocking my code all the time. Yeah, I don't do a lot of async stuff in here. The only thing I do that's asynchronous is rebaking a navigation mesh. But that's because a lot of Godot funnels things through their main engine thread. All right, on hover and on stop hover. By the way, what are you making, Nav? So this is player held item. This isn't going to be here anymore. We're just going to do this. We're going to just print out what you were hovering over, which is, I guess, an item display. Yeah. And we'll print item display dot item question mark dot ID. And then in on stop hover, oh, we should probably say that you're hovering over it. Hover over that. And in this case, I want to do the exact same thing. Yes, except for that it takes an item display and should say the other thing, stop hovering. All right, like I said, this will just work for the storeroom and for the vault. Let's try it out. Oh no, just in general, Hef. There's a few methods will take the results of a thread and wait for the main thread to be able to do whatever. Yeah. Okay, so what did we just do? We hover over this now, and it should be telling us that we're hovering over it. Well, would you look at that? Yeah, so it tells us that we're just hovering over item displays right now. When we hover over this, it says we're hovering over medium green potion. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's us click this. Actually, this is a kind of smart way of doing things. Okay, I'm glad we did it this way then. But yes, it looks like this is working, and we just needed to show a tooltip instead. But that's the store, or that's a warehouse. The vault should work the same way. Yes, good. But then ground items won't, because we haven't connected this yet. Yeah, that does nothing yet. Can they be used here to add the boilerplate events and methods? Probably, yeah. Yeah. I want to connect the ground item stuff next, and then maybe we can think about some cleanup stuff. So this has on click, player held item, clicked item source. Oh, this work. Hey, Dustin. Constructor runs again and plus equals. Now you get 2 notifications. Wait, I'm not familiar with that behavior, Dustin. But also my brain has been very slow today. I woke up late and I can just tell I'm not operating at 100%. Oh, on the plus side, by the way, I was struggling with this music. I spent forever on this little section here that's like 4 seconds long. Probably not even 4 seconds long. Oh, actually a little longer than that. But still, I struggled for a very long time on just this little bit. I think I finally moved past it. I'm not going to play it because it's not ready yet. It doesn't sound very different from what it sounded like before, but I'm getting there. I like where we're going. Basically what we have is health opponent and re-adding adventures. Keeping track of the listener itself, yeah. Yeah. This is a slightly different case in that we're not going to have many different subscribers for this stuff, but yeah, it could be done. Okay, so ground item source has, wait, why is this private? Oh God, why is this done? Because the item might not exist? That doesn't make any sense. What? What did I do here? Yeah, what? Nothing changes this. This makes no sense. Why didn't I just change this to on click? And then get rid of this and get rid of this. Oh, on click is a lambda. Oh, darn it. That's why. Okay, why is it a lambda? Because it's got to call into this thing. Doesn't that mean that this should just have its own event? We're on a new platform, not Twitch related or even adjacent since 2019. Nice. A platform for what? Oh, can't talk about it. Okay, got you. Okay, well, soon, TM. You should let me know what it is you're working on. But I wish you luck. Yeah, method to check if the delegate should be added to the event. Yeah. Yeah, I think all we want to do here now is, I guess we can get the item and set up an on hover thing here. Plus equal on hover item. And on stop hover is on stop hover item. Then go generate these methods. And this is going to invoke an on hover and an on stop hover, which we don't even have yet. Yeah. Those need to be public though. So we get rid of the word item in here. And this takes, I guess, the ground item source. Yeah, now something needs to call this. There. And it should, yeah, that's correct. Okay, we don't have a dispose here. We have the stored item on click. So I guess we need to do the same thing here. There. I am curious. I think making a platform for anything kind of interesting because then people become the creators for that platform. And you then have a different set of problems entirely, which is enticing creators, enticing consumers, and moderating the platform, and then adding features to the platform. But you never have to create the content for the platform yourself. So it's a question of, do you want more money and way more responsibility, or more potential for money, I guess? I feel like running a platform would drive me into the ground. Constructors should not follow a event. A event? Okay. I guess I will move this down here. Oh, we had it on removed. What? Where'd that come from? I didn't see this because I didn't know the event goes after this. Ground item source on removed plus equal ground items removed. Yeah. We never removed this, listener. Yeah. Okay, so something needs to listen to this. And where do we make a ground item source? New, searching for new isn't going to help me there. I guess let's just search for this. It's literally just here. Ground items, and this has the town. Okay. We could make this public. Yeah, we could just make this public. It's kind of weird if we did it that way, though. And it's not technically correct. The technically correct way to do it would be that we have our hover handlers over here. So let's do it that way. Why not? Why not, I say? I'm already annoyed by all of this. So this is going to take in an item. And now in ground item source, on hover item, and on stop hover. Are we looking good? We should be. Oh, it's named the same thing in both cases? Maybe we'll call this ground item. Yeah. Also, I think this takes in a ground item source. Which should always just be this, right? No, this is ground item. I see. Okay, cool. Yeah. Inaccessible due to its protection level. What? Is this not public? Oh, wait, whoops. It's called on hover and on stop hover. Yeah, my bad. Just delete the word item from here. Okay. When you worked at Google, were there pieces of code that you dreaded working on? I didn't. I really like my work at Google, which is why I left. I dreaded quite a lot of work there. Also, hey, amazing Mr. Bill. Sorry I missed your message. I am working on a game called Skeleseller. Yeah. Yeah, I think the company's changed a lot, but also I think it's kind of bound to happen whenever you get tens of thousands of employees. I think keeping a consistent culture is easier the smaller a body of anything is. Workers, volunteers, townsfolk. Like imagine a country with 2 billion people all having a similar culture. It's like it's probably not really possible. It's probably going to be some wild differences between the Northwest and the Southeast and all sorts of things. Yeah. Okay. So now something with ground items. I guess the town needs to listen to this thing. Ground items. I don't even know what sets this up. We have an init right there, and that's it. We have no listeners for this. Okay, so set up ground items, I guess. I'm still not super happy with all this stuff. Anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to say on hover plus equal, and we need a listener. We need these listeners to be extracted. These took item displays. I don't think they should do that. I think all we care about is that you hover over an item. Fortunately, those who end up in power never think that way. Never think what way? Sorry, I lost the thread there. I'm not trying to be dense. I just truly forgot. Like I said, my brain is not operating at 100% today. All right, I think we should change this to item and probably rename this. I'll worry about this later. Oh, maintaining culture. Oh, yeah, I think there are two parts of this. One is the sort of inevitable part, which is even if you're trying to maintain culture, I think it's going to be hard to do. And then the other part is, are you trying to maintain it? And I think any publicly traded company in a capitalistic society, first and foremost, is going to be focused on profit, and that your culture is potentially a way of keeping workers happy so that your profits can stay up. And in that sense, your culture is a tool to an end. So I think if you're a privately owned company, your culture is also a tool to make profit, but maybe it's also just like, well, hey, you have your own reasons for running the company. But I think with publicly traded companies, it's not like, oh man, it's been my passion to make sure this company is as good as it can be. It's like, no, it's probably your passion to make money. And that is a way to make money. So yeah, I wasn't really commenting so much on the whole, like, what are their motives behind all of this? Originally, at least. In my little spiel there, it kind of was. Okay, what are we doing? So how about this? How about we just copy paste this stuff for right now and put this down here? So on hover item, we make like a on hover item function and an on stop hover item, on stop hover item. Okay, now make those. Yeah, there should be a tooltip that shows for this stuff. I'm not gonna do it this way. I guess it's just gonna be tooltip show and tooltip dot set text hello plus item ID. This isn't even how this works. It's an item. So it's got to be item dot item ID. Yeah. And it's not tooltip, it's town tooltip. All right. Now on stop hover, we just hide this thing. And we don't care about the item exactly. All right. How is that? Let's try it out. So now a tooltip should show when you hover over an item on the ground, but not when you hover over an item in a storeroom or something like that. What just showed up? Oh, this one. Yeah. Hello, big mana potion. This is hilarious to me for some reason. Yeah, so this is not totally working. And I think the reason why is because of the order of events here. When you stop hovering over something because you started hovering over something else, then the order of events is making it hide the tooltip completely. And it should just go to the new one. We had this problem somewhere else, and I fixed this. And it's just got to be that something has to be... Oh, wait, no, maybe I didn't fix this. No, I didn't. Yeah, we had this problem, and I never fixed it and worked around it somehow. It was with hovering over the party at the end of a battle. Yeah, and I ended up changing how the mouse handlers work. So in this case, I'm not sure how we want to do this. I guess we only want to stop hovering over this if the tooltip is showing for the current item. Yeah. Let's see if we can do that easily at least. Item, hover item equals null. Okay, so here we set the hover item. And here, if it's not the item we're hovering over, we just return. Okay, that might make it work. So we grant a bunch of items and we hover. What? Why did that only drop 2? Oh, it only dropped 2 because we filled the warehouse first. I forgot. Yeah, that's working now. Okay, cool. And as we drag an item, it doesn't do anything. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so now let's have that work for item displays. That's going to be a little bit more annoying because over here we just had on hover item. We need this to take in an item. And we only want it to work when you have an item in this thing. So if item is not equal to null, yeah, there. Same thing here. Easy peasy. And then this changed, so anything that was listening to it on hover item display. What is this doing? This is for the display. I guess we're just gonna rename this too. On hover item. And now we can't name it that way. Oh man. All right. I don't know what we call this. Item display with item. Except for it takes in an item. Yeah, whatever. Item display with item. All right, these changed so that they look like that. And we pass this over there. Get rid of the display from pretty much all of this stuff, except for this one. There. Did I type something wrong? Oh, whoops, I did display item. All right, now there's still a listener that's going to be broken here. And it's whatever was listening to the storeroom, which was the town, which was in that init function where I said that the storerooms equals that thing. Yeah, this. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. So now this can just call into on hover item. Yeah. And this next one should just know how to do this. Good, good, good. And now both of them should work. Nice. And even in shops. So if I drag a potion over here. No, it does not work in shops. Oh my god. Well, I'm going to go nuts. I didn't actually make it work in shops, so it makes sense that it wouldn't, but it's annoying that it wouldn't. So because shops have different item displays and nothing's listening for those. Set up. No, there's create shop. We have a bunch of other things here. Do shops know how to forward these events? Almost certainly not. Item displays. Yeah. Add next. Add. Yeah, we just have on clicked and stuff. So the shop needs to emit its own events for this. Haha. Yeah, I think this is a great point to refactor this stuff. The question is, will I actually ever do that? And I don't know, but for now, I just want to get this working. This just invokes the thing out of here, yeah. And we got to remove all these event handlers too. Yep. And then go add this in. Cool. Oh, we're getting there. Then in the town, we need to listen for those things as well. Shop.onHover. Wow, it doesn't. There. Okay, so it should work for shops. Let's try it. Drag a potion over to here. Yeah, why is this acting weird? Oh, because it's only the bin. Oh, this brings up an interesting point, which is that even this is only the bin part of it. So when you hover over here, it's not actually showing you anything. It's only like, I think, what is that, like 2 pixels above? Maybe, yeah, 2 pixels. Which when you're zoomed out feels kind of good enough. But I guess since we know that all the items are going above the top of it, that we should probably just make it be the whole thing. Does that work even for clicking? Okay, for clicking, I think it makes sense that you're only clicking the box. But yeah, for hovering, I think it makes sense that you are, whatever, I'm not gonna worry about that either. That's like a very minor usability thing. Oh, is this buggy? No, it looks like it's working. No, yeah, you can run into a state where you're not. Oh, never mind. I'm not hovering over it anymore. That's why. It's not the item. Gotta remember that. Yeah, I wonder if we should just extend the clickable area. It does kind of violate my expectations. Item display. Clickable area is what? Yeah, this, which is slightly larger. It's not tall enough, I think. So I think we're just going to extend this upward. And I think that'll feel a little bit better. But yeah, other than that, it's working. Yeah. Will it always be the item you pick up if I do it this way? So I'm hovering over a bow. If I click right now, no, we picked up a cloak. I wonder how that's happening. I think this is its own problem and needs to be solved differently though. Yeah, I could make a separate area if I wanted. Oh, when the item disappears, there's no way to there's no way to hide that tooltip. Yeah, we should probably do that. Ground item. We don't keep track of that. We're hovering over this thing. So I guess we just call on stop hover. We need to know the item itself is literally identical. That it's the same reference to an item that we had. Yeah, so I think when the ground item disappears, what makes it disappear? Remove item, here it is. Okay. Item, stored item. Yeah. Make the tooltip go away since this thing is about to disappear. What am I using as my mouse? I have a Logitech G600, I think it is. Let me make sure that's right. Mouse. Yeah, G600. Yeah, and for those who've never seen this kind of mouse, it is a 12-button mouse, and I use the side buttons for managing a lot of Windows stuff. So from the mouse, I can move windows around, maximize it, go between tabs, close a tab if I want to, go like up and down on a page with the arrow keys, or page up and page down, switch browser windows through this. There's a whole bunch of stuff, some text editing things. Oh, hey, something I can test. Now this is a separate stream. Does this chat work for Steam? Test. And now we go to Steam. And see if that test shows up over here. Show chat. It does. Okay, cool. Yeah. I don't know if I gave you a point for that, Kevin. If I did not, I should. Okay, so now when an item disappears from the ground, we just hover over this and just don't touch anything. The tooltip should disappear when the item disappears. Good. Now, if an item disappears from the ground, but we're hovering over something else entirely, like this, the tooltip should not go away. Good. And then technically we should, no, I guess that's it. Yeah. Cool. Whew. So I think we're pretty much done except for the contents of the tooltip. Yeah, I think that's all we need. So name, value, the disenchant effect, and the flavor text. All right, let's go fill that stuff in. So set text. What do we do? Text size equals, why is that not showing up? Font size, not text size. Yeah, this, we've been using 20 for this stuff. Actually, it's pretty consistent that I happen to type in 20 on the other one too. Wait, how do you close a font size tag? Is it slash font size? Yeah. Just making sure it wasn't slash font or something. Okay, so font size is going to be the name of the item. So it's going to be item, oops, what am I doing? Going to be item, do we have a display name here? Item data? I know for sure there's a way to get the display name. I don't know how. This is private. Does this, oh, we don't ever have a display name because we don't ever show the items anymore? That can't be true. We have a loot item tooltip. Loot item tooltip. What do we do for this thing? Init with the item. Value. Oh, we don't show a name anywhere. Oh yeah, we just never manifested these. Of course we didn't. Why would we call something medium green potion? Oh man. All right, well, we can't name anything antidote. That's very important. That's got to be like the final item you get in the game. All right, so then something needs to manifest these. Let's put them in here, obviously. And so we have item category, value, mod. Let's put a string display name. And then we need flavor text as well. Is that smart? How should this look? Okay, let's say we name the potion something like poison potion. And then we said value 5G. And then we need two other things. The description. This is a sickly green color. And smells rotten. I don't know, something like that. And then enchant effect could say plus whatever to whatever. Yeah, okay, I like that. So yeah, I definitely want to add this in. So string flavor text. And then the enchant effect we already have somewhere else. So now all we need to do is store public string display name and the flavor text. All right, that's going to break every single item data we have in the game right now because they don't have these things. So if we go to all item data, we now need to add those in. So display name and flavor text. Okay, how about this? Let's just search for all of these and we'll put display name. Take it from here. And the flavor text, this is a really cool looking whatever. This is not our final text we're gonna have. I just wanted to fill something in for all of these right now. All right, so now in the tooltip, I like how I wrote it out in that one file. Yeah, this. So this is what I want to make this look like. All right, the problem is item doesn't expose these properties. We have its data here, but there's no way to get it because we made accessors for it all. So I guess let's continue with that. Display name and flavor text. And then in the town, we can go get this information. So what's this going to look like? I guess let's put string text equals, and we'll start with just this. So item.display name. All right, then text plus equal a new line. Font size needs to be lower, although we don't need to set it at all, I guess. Value colon item dot value, and then game constants dot gold money symbol. Money symbol. Okay, then a new line, and then the flavor text. Item dot flavor text. And then a new line, and then the enchant effect, but only if you've unlocked the enchanter. So if enchanter den is not equal to null, to do put enchanter text. Okay. All right, let's try that out. This is a really cool looking medium green potion. All right, so the enchanter text is there, but that's because we have the enchanter. We need to test what happens if you don't have the enchanter. So just signs.show enchanter sign. And then obviously we need to fill out what that text is. So yeah, now it doesn't show up. It just says it's a really cool looking bow. And if I buy the enchanter, then now the text shows up. Cool. So up until that point in the game, you won't even know that an enchanter is a thing. So now we need to figure out what the text actually is. And I'm pretty sure we have that somewhere. Oh, where does it come from? There's a battle mod ID in item data. Yeah. And then somehow we go from that to a description. Where do we do that? Battle mod format thing. Where's the description come from? Get battle mod description. All battle mod data.get battle tooltip. Here it is. And those tooltips are just strings we can use as is. Where are they? Oh, the battle mods themselves define them. So small power buff has it, right? Grant all adventurers X power for the entire battle. Yeah, I think we can just use it as is. Cool. Let's do that. So we need this in town. I'll put that here and get that. Item dot battle mod ID and put that here. Wait, no. There was something else I had. I had some like prefix for that, right? Enchant effect. Yeah, I want to write that first. Enchant effect. There. And then maybe we just put the description in gray because it's not that important. Big mana potion value 16G. It's a really cool looking big mana potion. Grant all adventures. Okay. Where are other potions? This? Grant all adventures 3 health every 4 seconds for the entire battle. Yeah, okay. I think that's good. Yeah. Oh, didn't I say I wanted to make the market be a source of items? Did I do that? Where did I say that? I could have sworn I wrote that somewhere. Maybe I wrote it in the equipment page and never copied it over. Shop. Shop. What's on the shop? No, I could have sworn. I think I want you to be able to take items out of the shop. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. All right. It's tracked at least. I don't need to do that now. Okay, so all we have left to do is come up with actual names and descriptions for these things, which I don't want to spend the time doing. Also, if we're going to do anything, maybe we should make the description be a little bit smaller. What other font sizes do we use? 20, 20, 12. Yeah, I think 12 is good for that. Font size equals 12. No, that looks stupid. Yeah, that looks stupid. I'm not gonna mess with that. If anything, we would change a color equals dark gray. And even then, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit better. Maybe italic and dark gray. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. And even then, I'm not really certain I like that. But I don't want to spend too much time on UI, so let's just delete that entirely. All right, do we want to fill in the item data now? I guess I want to put a period at the end of this. I'm probably just gonna leave it at that for right now. Yeah, these item names will need to change. AI can probably help us come up with some of these things. This is a really cool breastplate. This is a really cool big life potion. Yeah, the only thing I might do is change the display names. Whoops, not like that. Like this. Change them so that they have spaces after the various words that are here. Yeah, whoops. Whoa. All right, any others that I didn't split up? No, I think that's it. All right, so just paste them back in. That'll look slightly better. Oh, I only changed them for the name, not the description. Okay, fine. Well, let's change them for the description too then. There. How'd you go word by word when there were spaces? I have a keyboard shortcut cursor word part left. So if you set a shortcut for that, then you can get that same behavior. It's not often useful, but it can be. And lots of times I just go by the entire word, but being able to split up into parts is nice. So now all these tooltips should look good. Yeah, there. Big mana potion. This is a really cool big mana potion. I guess the final thing, oh man, I'm sick of doing this, but just search for really cool and then make the rest of this line lowercase. And now that'll look like I actually typed this out, even though there's stupid descriptions. Because now they'll all be lowercase. Yeah, good. Looks a little bit better. And when you grant items on the ground, that thing shows up. Yep. These are not necessarily the things you're going to click, though, which is the problem here. In fact, why is that the case? I don't know why, but I'm not very concerned about that right now. I think the bigger problem is that they shouldn't all just pool on the ground. We should probably make a little bit larger of an area and the items spread out a little bit more. Yeah. But that's a problem for later too. All right, nice. Grant all adventurers +1 power. Neat. 5% haste. Neat. Man, this is so cool. I'm very happy with how the enchanter has ended up so far. Because as mentioned a million times now, I was incredibly wary about adding proper equipment to the game. And I'm happy with this as the result. In a game where you're collecting hundreds and hundreds of items, you need for the items to essentially just be disposable, which means you don't want there to be equipment that lasts you for 5 hours. That would just be a mistake. And if you had equipment that lasted for 10 minutes that you constantly had to re-equip across every adventure, you'd be annoyed. This is so cool. Just so cool. Just so happy with this. It almost looks like a game. Yeah, almost. What is this? This is me changing the clickable area. Yeah. This is me adding flavor text and everything. And then this is all the item clickable stuff. Oh, wait, there's one other thing I did not test. Ooh, this is tricky. I only just thought of this, which is if you have a worker take an item that you're hovering over, it'll probably show the tooltip forever, right? So we need to add 1,000,000 workers and then hover over an item that hopefully they take. They took it. Now I'm going to wait for this to clear out a little bit. Yeah, I can't get rid of the tooltip unless I hover over another item. Funny. Funny, 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 funny. Yeah, I gotta fix that too. All right, so I'm hovering over the bow. I gotta wait for them to take it. There they go. Now if I don't hover over another item, that'll just be stuck there on screen, yeah. Why do the enchantment descriptions include for the entire battle? Are there things that don't work for the entire battle? Yeah, what I was thinking of having is something like for the first 10 seconds of battle, grant plus 30% haste. Like something that's overpowered, but that is limited by its amount of time. But I'm not totally sure yet. So if we never end up using this sort of thing, then we should just say, yeah, grants it for the entire battle. That should be assumed, I mean. But I don't know. And either way, if you don't ever find these items as a player, you might be like, yeah, why is every item saying this? All right, so the last thing we got to do is the same thing we did with the, I guess for the shop as well. Anytime an item is taken out from under you. So where do we set the item to null? Remove? No, that's in the item display. Remove item. Here it is. On click. The clickable area of the item display had this. So technically the mouse hasn't exited. But we want it to look like it has, I guess. But then the item's going to be null. If item equals null. Okay, yeah, so do this. On mouse exited. Move a tooltip if one existed, since the item is no longer here. All right, and then same thing on the shop. Oh, the shop just has item display, so this should just work. Okay, let's try it. So we got to test both of those cases. An item is bought out from under you and an item is moved out from under you. So if we just click add worker a bunch of times and then hover over this thing, it should go away automatically. Good. And then when it's put into the shop, we're going to hover over this. Well, it won't start until I move the mouse. Yeah. But then once it's purchased, it should go away. Great. Great, great, great. Just fantastic. Okay, good. Now let's look through the code again. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good indeed. So I'm fine with everything except maybe two little parts of this. One, the code had to go into the town for this. And why does it even happen? Just to modify the town tooltip. We should just make this another system. So I want to move that. And then I want to dispose of the event listeners. Move the hover item code into another class that acts on the town. Use similar logic to show the tooltip when a new item is added. Yeah, I don't mind if that happens or not. I think you'll just move the mouse a smidge and it'll work. All right, so the item listeners, or the listeners, I guess I should say. Where do we add listeners that we don't ever subtract? So there's minus equals here, which means we have subtracted those properly. So that one's fine. That's fine. Plus equal, there's no minus equal. So the problem in ground items. Problem in item. Right. Yeah, problem in item. Item display. Yeah, item display. And shop and storeroom. And the storerooms never go away, so not really a problem there. Yeah. Did it clean up when the class is freed? No, unfortunately not. Okay, so let's start with ground items. Search for the plus equals. We have 3 of these. Oh, I guess ground items never goes away either, though. So by this logic, then we don't need to do anything there, I guess. Where's the file? Here it is. All right, so then item definitely does go away. So anywhere we have a plus equal probably needs to get cleaned up. Here. All right, where do the public functions end? Got it. And now we want to remove those listeners. Clickable area. Good. So item is done. Let's make sure there are no other plus equals. Nope, just those 2. Item display. We have, this is for the display itself. The displays never go away. So I'm not really concerned about this either, but fine. Let's throw it in there. Private. All right, it's exactly the same, which means I probably should have refactored this to begin with, but whatever. And shop plus equal. What is this? This seems not smart. Yeah, we never get rid of that either. And that's unrelated to this completely. What is this doing? When you get a new quest, set its on quest progress updated here. So if you null out a quest, then we need to remove that. If wait, value is a quest and we don't even store this? Oh my God. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. We need to store the quest itself. Do we use this anywhere? Return. Oh, we store it inside the component. Oh man. Okay, I guess if current quest ID is not equal to none, then current quest minus equal on quest progress updated. That should work. Okay, but that was only one of these things. We also need to remove all of the other listeners that we added down here. Clickable area, shopkeep. I guess shops don't ever really go away, so it's not a big deal. Also, item displays don't really go away, so again, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I don't think this matters. Storeroom has the same issue. None of this stuff ever goes away. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. Let's try this out. What happens when a worker picks up an item on the ground when you're hovering over it? That I didn't explicitly test, but I did test it with an item disappearing from the ground. So I assume they're the same, but we should definitely look into that. Oh, we can't do this. Not this way. We need to do on quest progress updated. Cannot be what? Oh, that's just stale error. Apparently that wasn't the name of this. What is this called? Oh, it's just never saved? Okay, well, then it's got to be saved. And where was that? Here. Okay. Hey, Papa. Papa C-Dev. How is it going? All right, that should fix that problem. How much more do we have to do today? All right, we're going to try out what I think Stockton had mentioned here. Yeah. So we're going to add a bunch of workers. They're just going to wander around our town. And then I am going to hover over an item. Yeah, good. It's not a problem. Cool. Hey, comp. Nice. Now, I'm explicitly not having it so that you can hover over an item that a worker is holding. I feel like that would be way too noisy. And I don't ever want you to be able to click items that they're holding either, because I think that's not good. Okay, there were a few errors there. This means we're not subtracting a click handler on something. Godot area 2D. Item disposed. Item 151. Clickable area. The clickable area is gone by the time we get to this? How do we remove the listeners then? Oh, wait. Oh, these get automatically removed. We don't need to do anything about mouse entered and mouse exited because Godot handles those. Oh, whoops. That means we don't need to save this thing at all. I mean, it doesn't hurt to save it, but it does hurt to try to remove them if Godot's removing them. Yeah. And that's why you test things. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, the bug wasn't caused by this, but yeah. All right, come take the item. I'm hovering over a medium green potion. I don't think they're going to take it. Yeah, there aren't enough workers. Oh, I can press. No, I can't. And I took the red potion. Well, it probably still worked. All right, I can click and it's not producing any errors, hopefully. And nope. Nope, nope, nope. This is so cool. Yeah, so cool. All right. I'm going to finally check this in. Why is this yellow? Dereference of possibly null value. Oh, come on. No, I know that's not null because I checked up above. I can just add an exclamation mark. And that should make that go away. I feel like... Wait, what? How did comma get there? I feel like I've been operating at the maximum possible efficiency I could be operating at. I feel very sluggish today, but in general, I think things have been going pretty well. And I look forward to getting through these other sorts of things that we have. The skill trees, I think represent quite a lot of design work. But the actual UI itself is probably not too bad. Still haven't been able to check this in. All right, there we go. And then any other things we have here? No. Cool. Add item tooltips. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, they have the reload window thing. I should probably try that out. I always tried restart extension web host, and that's not what I want. So suppose that the listeners move this into another class that acts on the town. Yeah, this is something that should be pretty simple to do. I just want this code on hover and on stop hover to be somewhere else entirely. And just like essentially a town extension class. So we would save this as town item hover. No, maybe just item hover functions. Something like that. Okay. So this doesn't need to be in the scene tree at all. It can just be a class called item hover functions. And it takes in, maybe it should be called like item hover handler. Yeah, item hover handler. Okay, and it takes in a town. So just use this constructor for it, I guess. Town. Then private town. Read only. I put this in a namespace. Yeah. And then when we construct this thing, we're going to put these things in here. These will just be public, I guess. Now we keep track of what hover item we have as well. Then the town's tooltip will come from this. Game constants needs to be included. Enchanter den comes from the town. This needs to be imported. Okay, cool. Now there are some errors in this file. So this comes from item hover handler, which we need to make. Delete this. Private item hover handler. And in ready, I guess we make a new one of those. Okay, then we can use it here and here and here and here. And I guess also here and here. But the nice thing is we got rid of whatever, 40 lines, not quite, from the town. I just don't think they belong there because we have all these little pieces of functionality that keep stacking on top of each other, and there's just no reason to keep them all in one giant file. Yeah, it's looking good. Something I just thought of, we should probably at some point add in item name colors. And there are a couple ways we could do this. One is we could just make all potions have an orange color because they go into the orange crystal. And two is we base it on rarity of some sort. Or maybe, yeah, probably rarity. And we don't have the concept of rarity in the game right now. We need to add it when it comes to boss monsters, probably. So maybe boss monsters drop some special items that you can't get otherwise. Although another question we got to answer is, what stops you from repeating a boss over and over and over? Because chances are, I mean, if you, not even chances are, if you've beaten it once, you can beat it again. It's just a matter of running the battle enough times. And since this is an automated game, you will run the battle enough times if you're interested in being the boss. You have to have a rare item in your vault to start a boss instance. Yeah, or there could be cooldowns on the boss instances, so you can't repeat those battles, which is another way for auto battling to fail. Fun stuff. Although we could just check. Can't turn on auto battle if you're in a boss instance. Maybe they can't be autoed until a certain point. I think we probably need to add a cooldown to them. I'm just gonna put a thing here saying consider having a cooldown on however you fight bosses. If they're in their own instances, then just prevent turning on auto battle for those instances, since it'll fail. Or wait like 10 plus minutes. Oh, but maybe you're auto battling there until you beat them for the first time. Unless you're auto battling to beat them for the first time and keep losing. We can't put a cooldown on fighting the boss. That would be frustrating, I think, because you're going to want to try some build. Like you try this out. Let's say the bat was a boss and you lose. And then you're like, oh, okay, let me go change my skills around. And you take 3 points out of crit and put it into stealth and then try again. If you couldn't do that, that would be really, really annoying. So yeah, I don't think we have a cooldown on trying it. I think we need to have a cooldown on winning. But maybe it costs money to fight the boss. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Maybe that's where the jump in difficulty comes in. Sockton, the thing I was thinking about is that bosses could drop rare items, and items have now 2 functions. Well, 3 technically, but the 2 that are important are conversion to money by selling and conversion to buffs by disenchanting. And this is the one I was concerned about, is imagine you got some like dragon sword and it said like plus 50% haste for 2 battles or something like that. This is balanced by you not getting a million of these things. So the money wouldn't really matter too much, but the buff could be really, really important. So that's why I want to stop you from fighting the bosses over and over and over. But actually, there's another problem too, which is, I guess, if you could farm these things, then that still could represent a problem. Even if you're only doing it every 10 minutes or something, you might be like, oh, time to try a new boss. I've got to make sure the dragon sword is equipped because otherwise I stand no chance. So some of these could trivialize the game. I gotta put a lot of thought into this. The storage room expansion is new. The thing that's new, so you could always expand your storage room, but now the thing that's new is this vault, which is just floating in the forest. But this is storage that only you can access. So if you put this here and then add in, 1 million workers, it's going to take a very long time because I need 64 of them, I think, or 63. So they'll take all of the items except for the ones in your vault. I didn't add enough. I missed out on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Yeah, so they'll never take this item, which I guess there's some extra workers to prove it. And if I put it back in here, then you'll see some workers start gunning for it. But nope, it's mine. Oh, nope, it's mine. Oh, nope. And the reason why this exists, because it's probably not obvious, is this was intended to store your rare items that you want to use for disenchanting. So you can keep them here if you're like, oh man, oh, not even rare items, I guess. You might be like, oh, there's the cane. I need one of those. And I need a, whatever, this thing. And now you could be like, okay, now I can use these as my buffs. Yeah. Hey, Shiseki, and thanks. Can we make a drop with a 5% chance after the first time you beat the boss? Yes, so that could work. That's another way of doing this. I can write, the thing I want to be careful about is people getting rare items too often. The first time you beat a boss, perhaps they drop, or perhaps the rare item drops with a 100% chance. The second time, all subsequent times, either you can't even fight the boss again due to a cooldown, or the rare item significantly drops in percent chance. Yeah, something like that. All right, anyway, we're not on that task right now. So this is done. We're going to check this in, which is move the item hover code to its own file. And all that we care about is that the town lost a bunch of lines of code. Yeah, so 26, which is not a ton, but whatever. And then item hover functions shouldn't exist. Reveal, that's not what I wanted. That reveal and finder. Okay. Do you want them to farm the bosses or not? No, I don't. That's the important thing. So this game doesn't have experience points. And if we ever added experience points, they wouldn't be the only way you could level. You could also just buy levels, I guess, with in-game money. This is not a microtransactions kind of game. So what you're getting from bosses, actually, I guess you're getting a bunch of things from bosses. You're getting the ability to do something new. Maybe you can unlock new shops that you couldn't have gotten before. You probably get some rare items from it. But the very nature of the game, in case anyone in chat, I guess, hasn't seen this, is that the battles are automated. So if you ever won, let's say you didn't even have any strategy. Let's say it was literally like 5% chance to win. You could start a battle. Let me turn this on, grab most things, auto battling. Yeah, okay, so you can start a battle and then check this box at the end of the battle, auto battle. And now your adventurer is just gonna keep fighting over and over. And after enough times, they're probably gonna win the fight. So that's why I don't want boss farming to be a thing, because of how easy it is to do in this game. So we need to balance it based on like either you can't fight it that often, or I don't know, it doesn't drop the items guaranteed, something like that. Because yeah, right now the way this is working is every time I win one of these battles, my storeroom is getting a couple more potions. So it's going to fill in this slot and maybe this one. Yeah, it just gave me one. And if I win again, there are another 3. And if I win again, there's another 2. Grant them health every so often. So now my rogue is going to heal if the battle even makes it to 4 seconds long. Yep. Nice. Nice. Cool. Well, we're done with this. Next up, clear out the space on the map when you build the enchanter's den. When we do this, remove the Z-index code from enchanter den. Yeah, so this is going to be, I think, a little bit difficult. Build the enchanter's den here. We have inside the town the environment, and this has a whole bunch of layers of tile maps. What we could do is we could set all of these layers to nothing for the space that intersects with the enchanter. Oh, this might not work. Because one of the things, where are the trees? Oh, the trees are in a different spot. Yeah, good luck. I know. Yeah, so here are the trees. If we were to right click this, no, we can't even do that. I don't think this is going to work. Because if we end up drawing our enchanter on like these top 3 tiles and we try wiping out all 3 of these, it doesn't actually do anything. It's only deleting this tile that deletes the whole tree. So we would need to search for any trees that are a couple tiles below this, I guess, and delete those too. Man. Yeah, we got to do this somehow though, because it does look pretty bad right now. I wonder if we should worry about that right now. Also, my poor adventurers, they can't get rid of their items because I don't have these shops. There. And let's speed them up too. Not that any of this matters. I just want to see them get rid of these items. Yeah, I don't think there's any easy way to do this otherwise. We've got to modify a bunch of potential layers here. And same thing for the vault. The vault is right now just in the middle of the trees. Like I didn't even do anything about this. So your item displays can show up in the background. Okay. Well, anyway, there's no other way to do this. We can't just overwrite parts of the map. We gotta delete the underlying parts of the map. And like I said, we're gonna run into this case here where we have a tree beneath this that we need to go outside of this thing and delete those trees. But that's it. So yeah, let's write the code for it. Also, the adventurers did a pretty good job getting rid of all these items. No face falling, typical. Hypnotic bind. I also want to get rid of the tables, right? Yes, but the reason why I don't think this one should wait is because we always know we're going to want to get rid of whatever's underneath, and that part can be dynamic. So I know that's jittering there. That part can be dynamic. We can search through all the tile maps and get rid of that stuff. So let's figure out how we're going to do this. Create enchanter den. The den itself, we can get the size of based on its tile map, and we can know where we put this. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Just a mess. There's no two ways about this. Yeah. All right. Does the environment have its own script? It doesn't. So we're going to need a way to handle that. I guess really anything that has tile maps as its children. So this and world objects. All right. So the task is going to be, we did all this. Go through all of the tile map layer children of a given node in the given region and delete the cells. And then for trees specifically, delete up to like maybe 3 tiles below the given region. The algorithm, it doesn't sound hard. It's just going to be hard to figure out where we're doing this exactly. So I'm going to just put this code at the bottom here, and we're going to trigger it by pressing T. So private void testeroni. We're going to pass in a rect, which is the region to delete, and then I guess pass in a node as well. Whoops. I do that constantly. Node with tile map children, region to delete, and then like bool delete extra. I guess the region could just be larger. Okay, now we're gonna call gd print hello world. And when you toggle the skill tree, we'll call this function and not toggle this. So now the node that we want to delete from, let's start with, how about we just start with the trees, in fact. Yeah, so world objects. I'm going to make this unique. And we're going to say get node. Actually, get node won't even work. It's got to be in the town. And the script is on the town scene. Town node. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this get node, it doesn't matter what it is. It's called world objects. I think, yes. Okay, and then the region is going to be a new rect2. How do we figure out what this should be set to? We just point to this and see the tiles. Yes, and the tile 0, 0 is over here. Yep. So we're going to delete from 19, 3 in a 10 by 10 area. 19, 3, 10 by 10. Okay. So the way this is going to work is we got to go through every tile map child for each tile map layer in Node, get children of type tile map layer. That looks good. And now I want to delete anything in this range. Tile map layer. Is there a delete function at all? It's probably just set cell. Yeah, it's set cell. Can we set this to nothing? Can you define a rect from the center of the enchanter and clean everything in the tile maps except the fill layer? Yeah, that's essentially what we're doing. Yeah. Sets tile identifiers with a cell at coordinates. Each of these is identified using 3 parts. How do you, if the parameter is null, default value is -1, -1. Okay, I guess. Okay, so -1, -1. Wait, oh, it's nullable though. Source ID is -1. So just the chords. So we can just set the chord. So we gotta set. How about this? How about this? Let's set that one bush. No, this tree. Yeah. Let's do that. So we gotta go through this. Set cell new vector to XY. And that's it. Now why is this complaining? Can't convert from vector to, oh yeah. Oops. Region delete.end.x. Okay. Yeah, so this should delete some trees, I hope. In this area. Nice. Be gone, trees. Want to remove the big tiles, trees, you only remove the main tile. Yeah. I remember you telling me about this. The problem is that we sometimes only know, like picture what we're trying to delete is actually this region. So from here down to here. We actually want to delete this tree, but it's defined by this square. So we have to extend beyond the range of the region we're in so that we include all of this as well, because it could overlap. So that's the algorithm essentially. It's look through every single tile map layer in this region and delete everything, and then go beyond it for the tree layer as well. So this is going to be, what do we call this? Like clear tile map layers for region. In region maybe. And then we need another function that is clear ground. Clear ground. Rect to region delete. Yeah. Well, region to clear, I guess. Yeah, region to clear. Then this should not be called from over here anymore. It's just going to say, well, it's just going to say clear ground. We delete this. We call this from here. We take in the same region. And then we also want the environment layer, which is this environment. Okay, so we got to do that. And then call that here, environment. Okay, so now what'll happen is we're going to wipe out that entire space, so it'll just be gray underneath. Yeah. Good. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we targeted exactly the region where the enchanter den is. So we have a skill toggle here and a scale toggle here. We're going to get rid of this thing, and we're going to toggle the enchanter den's visibility. Wow, it even knew what I wanted to do, except for it doesn't work that way. Equals this non-enchanter den. Whatever. I'll just assume it exists. This is a debug function for right now anyway. And it will always exist. Yeah. And we just need to pass in the right region. And rebake the navigation mesh, I suppose. All right, so we can hide. Oh, yep, we can hide with this. And you can already see there's some overlap here that almost certainly shouldn't happen, although I'm not totally sure where the tile boundary is. But I think this thing is just sort of arbitrarily placed right now. Oh, man. All right, yeah. Great enchanter den. So we need to get its position, and yeah, this is just arbitrarily divided. Where did we put the sign? Where are you? 361. Yeah, these need to be aligned to tile boundaries plus half a tile, because we divide. What is it, width in pixels? It's the whole enchanter den size. Okay, never mind. That's always going to be in tiles, so that part's fine. But this position then needs to be on a tile boundary because it's going to be subtracted. Oh, it might be the center of it. Let's put this at 0, 0 for now, which is going to put it over here. It is centered. I just want to see, how does the enchanter get positioned? Is it aligned to a tile boundary or not? No, it's off. Yeah, so I need to change this. Hey, reformulate. All right. So got to be at half a tile boundary. So what we're going to do is figure out what is the closest one. 360 divided by 16, 22.5. So 360 is already perfect. So just subtract 1 from this. And then 68, 64 is closest. So this needs to actually be 72. We put it at 72. Actually, we should probably subtract 8 from, or no, 16 from that, because we want to be a little bit higher up, maybe even higher than that. But that should at least align us with a tile boundary. Now we want to get this inside of clear ground. Yeah, this is going to be based on the enchanter den, which we're going to assume exists. That's the width and height in pixels. So now we convert the width in pixels to tiles, tile size in pixels. And that's incorrect. We need the position in tiles. So this can still be used, but it's the last two arguments. All right, then we need the enchanter den dot position dot x divided by game constants dot tile size. And the same thing with y. Hey, Wendy. How's everyone's Friday going, by the way? You having a good time? Whew. Hope this works. Okay, so we have not cleared out the ground beneath this. And now we have, and all it did was clear that out. Oh, why? Why? Did it clear something else out? No. It literally just cleared one tile. Oh, this is not width in pixels. This is width. Oh, why is that called width in pixels? It's got tile size right there. Well, that is wrong. In fact, we only do this so that we can multiply by tile size again. That seems silly. Tired? Oh man, it sounds like you've been super busy. I feel bad, Wendy. Can any of us help by just boycotting the company you're working for? I'm sorry. I don't know why that's so funny to me. We'll decrease demand so much they can't keep you hired. We're gonna take money out of your pocket. I am sorry to hear it. It does sound like a shame. Happy the week is over, yeah. Oh, actually, even this is wrong, isn't it? Yeah, this is within in tiles. As is this. As is this. And that means that we don't need to do all this stuff here. No, those we do. These we don't. Ah, and that's why the width was wrong. Okay. So much all the time. Game's looking great. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I just added the enchanter and we're finishing it up. I'll show you quickly what this is all about. I've used rect2i, so you know you're talking about how it sells. Yes, that would definitely help. I will write a note about that too. Use rect2i for the tile stuff, the regions. Okay, anyway, this is the enchanter. This is what we've been working on. It's just kind of floating there in the world right now. But people always ask for an equipment system. And the way this works is items all have that enchant effect that you see at the bottom there. So it says here, heal all adventurers for 50% of their max life after the battle ends. You drag this onto the potion crystal. So that's this one. It's highlighted green. And when you do that, the crystal fills up. And now, oh, the tooltip isn't working. Oh, no, the tooltip is working. It's just showing at the mouse right now. Yeah. So it says, I have this engaged for another 1 minute. And you slowly see the crystal start draining down. So if I were to start a new battle, you'd see the same enchantments in the battle itself. So when this battle ends, if I click lose battle, I'll actually have 50% life at the end of it because of that buff. So this is the way that you equip your adventurers. And if you had other items, you could, get something like this. Make all adventurers act faster. So you put this in the weapon crystal, and now you have 2 buffs when you restart the battle. So as soon as my adventurer makes it to the portal over here, yeah. Now we have a heal at the end, and we get 5% haste, which is not very much, but maybe toward the end of the game, we get some ridiculous effects here, and you're doing like 10k damage. Who knows? I'm very happy with it. And now the thing that we're working on is deleting the ground out from under this. So right now the ground exists, and if I press this button, it got deleted, but it deleted in a slightly larger area. I think it's because this still isn't aligned correctly, but it is kind of working. Let's put a breakpoint here. Now let's see if its width and height are even correct. When I think of releasing it, oh man, I don't know. At this point, it's looking like probably like March or later. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of work left to do. What I'm gonna keep working on is just the next checkpoint at any given time. And for the next checkpoint that we're doing, it's this stuff. So add equipment. This is really add the enchanter. We added the vault already. So the vault is here. This is a set of storage places that only you can access. So I put an item here and then added in a bunch of workers. The workers will eventually clear out the warehouse, but they can't touch your vault. So this is for items that you might want to disenchant yourself, or maybe you just want to store them and figure out what to do with them later. I don't know what. And what else do we have here? Proper skill trees. So right now we just have, oh right, I can't show you this because I turned this off. Anyway, right now we only have 4 skills per adventurer. I want to change that and expand that a bit. Make customers act like customers. Right now, they're just kind of walking around the entire town, buying every single item they can. That's not going to happen eventually. We're going to add bosses. We're going to add sound effects. Going to do some balancing stuff, add a title screen. Continue working on the music tracks. Get this stuff all solid. There's a lot of work. Well, March isn't that far away, and we might end up pushing it a little bit more, too. Yeah. I want to seal instead. I don't think we should have any accuracy problem here. So if there is one, then it means that I've already messed something up. So let's see what this is. Should be divisible by 16. It is. It's 10. And this is 5. So it's 10 by 5. First of all, is that correct? Is this 10 by 5? It is 0, 1, 2. Wait, what? Oh, it goes from -1 to 3. Oh my God. Yeah, it's correct. I wonder if that's what's causing some of this issue. Oh, within pixels, we're setting the X. Yeah, that's gonna be wrong. Is that what's happening in the game? Because this can go negative. Oh, man. I think so, but I also think we're offset by like half a tile somehow. I don't know how old you are, but did you ever play the Ultima games? I played Ultima 3 on NES. I didn't really like it too much. And as far as how old I am, I have a little puzzle hunt that you can solve if you want to find out how old I am. Looking at 2026 for our next game? You mean the Jet Force Gemini inspired one? Oh man. Wait. I should be able to think of the name. I remember all the names I came up with that were joke names. Darn it. I can't remember. That's the one, yeah. Okay, what is the name? I'm sorry for forgetting it. I want to say something stars, but I don't recall. Seller Skelly. That's a great name for a game. In fact, I bet I have a command for that. Oh, I do. And he's like, what? What sorcery is this? All right, so yeah, this being one off is probably part of it. There might be another part of it, and let's go take a look. So we get the width and height correctly. That is set to 10 and 5. And then this, what is the position? This has to be off. Just has to be. 280? It's 280 divided by 16? No, that's exactly 17. Wait. No, it's not. No, it's not. I knew it. I was like 320 minus 40 isn't, that's not a, 40 isn't divisible by 16. So yeah, it's off by half a tile. I wonder how that happened. And what about the Y position? 24. Yeah, that's also off by half a tile. So I think there are two problems. But I don't know how we got to be off by half a tile. Star Gunners. Ah, yes. Yeah, but I think part of the reason why is you are investing a lot of time on another game, right? And that game is probably going to be released sooner than 2026. Or at least I think from the insinuations, the contract will be up before that. So where do we create the enchanter and we do this negative width in tiles divided by, oh, that's why. Oh God. This will give us whatever these numbers were divided by 2. So 17.5 divided, that's not correct. What am I talking about? No, just 10 divided by 2 is 5. Wait, no, oh God, I'm super confused. The width is a problem. Why is the height also a problem? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the height is a problem I meant. The width is not a problem. So why is the width showing up being a problem? I don't know, but it has to do with this. So let's just... Contract game releases early 2025. Well, nice. Hope that goes well. Although, if you were happy with the situation and they're happy, would you just do another contract with them? Just keep working on games? Till they're eventually like, we're going to make Banjo 3. Do you want to work on that? And you're like, guh. I think that'd be a great game to work on. Yeah, so this is wrong. Width in tiles, this and this. And this is based on the sign position. X and Y. Wait a second. That's not right. And 360 divided by 16 is also not right. None of this stuff's right. I would take the meeting. I would go there wearing yellow shorts and a backpack. I may or may not be disguised as a laundry machine while I'm there. Yeah, I messed up everything. I don't know how I messed this up that badly, though. 360 and 56. This was supposed to be off by a tile. So that when I divide by 2... Oh, now I see. Okay, this is very silly. So we need to set this to 368. And now when we divide by 2, we're going to be good. 368 divided by 16. Yeah. And then minus 5 is going to be 18. And all that's going to be good. Okay, then 56, 3.5 minus 2.5, so 1. Yeah, that's good. Man, was I playing Banjo-Tooie? At one point, I was playing through some games on Steam Deck. And I think I might have just played Banjo-Kazooie. But even that, I eventually was like, why am I doing this? Like, I've played this game enough times. I've seen other people play it enough times. I definitely 100%ed Banjo-Kazooie when it like came out. But Banjo-Tooie I thought was, there were some puzzles for me that were too obnoxious. I couldn't figure them out. I liked some of the ideas in it, but the travel time is ridiculous. And then Donkey Kong 64 is like, ha, collectathon, that's child's play. We're gonna put 5 different colored bananas in the same spot just to make you come back here with all 5 different Kongs. I mean, Donkey Kong 64 was good, and I enjoyed it, and I 100% of that game too, but now I don't think I would ever put too much time into that game. All right, please tell me this is working. Okay, so it is still not exactly working. It would imply that I did not line this up. And then the extra tile is caused by the pivot being in the wrong spot. So problem, the enchanter den itself isn't anchored at 0, 0. The y is -1, so we're effectively adding another tile. Huge era. Huge fan of that era of Rare. I really liked it too, but I think there were lots of games I was a fan of that I don't think I could enjoy nowadays. And I think that that category size is increasing and increasing. So a game that I know everybody loves and that I greatly loved when it came out was Super Metroid. And I still think they nailed a ton of stuff in that game. But I think there are still some problems with it. And especially for new players, which granted you can only be a new player once. So yeah. And as a simple example, even in A Link to the Past, they had this problem. They have some cracked walls. Where are they? Yeah, so something like this. This is like a Zelda game staple. There's a cracked wall and it indicates you can bomb it. Okay, great, that's fine. But then they use some cracked walls as purely aesthetic. And it's like in a puzzle game where you're supposed to pay attention to details, why did they do that? And I've seen people play the game and they bomb a couple of those walls and then they come to the conclusion that, oh, I can't bomb walls. And then they rule that out as a solution. And when they've done that, then they can't solve the dungeon that they're in. What does circles mean? Oh, I'm not giving hints. In fact, I think the page says don't ask for help. Does it? Or hints, or I don't know. Anyways, it says don't talk about how to solve puzzles in chat or Discord. So I guess you'll never know how old I am. I fixed Enchanter's position. The entire scene was off last time. No, I have not. And one of the ways I could fix it is just by dragging the whole scene down by one tile. But I think we could just change this over here. But there's still one other problem I'm running into, and I don't understand why this is happening. We've positioned this at 56, which when you divide 56 by 16, you should get 3.5. And then the scene itself is 5 tiles tall. So when we subtract half of that, we get 2.5, and 3.5 minus 2.5 is 1. And yet we're still in the wrong position for this. So I don't get why that's happening. Create enchanter. Let's put a breakpoint there. Just started 0, 0. Seems odd for it to be one tile up. It does seem odd, and yet the town has that problem too. And I think the reason why starting it at an arbitrary position is probably desirable is in case we ever want to change something. So for example, with the town, if we ever wanted to add a tile up here, we wouldn't want to move every single thing down by 16 pixels. And I think it's the same with the enchanter den. Suppose you're like, oh man, you know what I really want? I want like there to be a treasure chest up here. So you just extend upward instead of bumping everything down another tile. So I think we should just allow for arbitrary positions. But the problem I'm running into right now is not exactly that. It is this being wrong. What is this? This is -32. How is that? How is that possible? Because that's an integer. Oh my God. Oh, silly me. Silly, silly me. These are supposed to be floating point numbers. So with the width, it won't change anything, right? Width divided by 2 versus width divided by 2f. Yeah, it's the same thing. I know it's negative. Okay, so that should fix the one problem. So now let's delete this and restart this. Stressful day. I always hate releasing anything, even a store page. Star Gunners Steam. I don't know what account I'm logged in with. Done. Star Gunners is a high-energy, action-packed adventure set in a vibrant alien world. Battle through monster-filled environments, unlock abilities, and explore new areas. Can you save your fallen squad? I mean, I think the answer is no. Experience a hand-painted, retro-inspired adventure with modern twists. Well, 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 well. And I noticed under Creature Cauldron. Is it all the same people who are working on... Oh, God, I'm sorry. I can't remember the names of any games. The Survivors-like game. Oh, man, I feel bad. Actually, I could just click Creature Cauldron and see it. Spirit Hunters, yeah. They won't catch that. Yeah. Well, I think we figured it out, though, this time, right? Please say yes. No, did I? Oh, I subtracted by too much. Wait, what? Now it's one tile. Oh, I see. It's just one tile shifted. Yeah, because of the -1. Okay, that we can fix. One guy left, so it's me and Nate, 2 of the original team. Gotcha. Well, cool. I wish you luck. I think this is all great. I really, really hope your life isn't this busy for the rest of it. Wendy's trying to collect all the stress points. All right, so when we clear ground, we're getting the enchanter den's position, but we're not considering where the tile map is. And what we care about is the tile map, I guess. And we can get this, I'm pretty sure. Ground tile map layer. Can we get the extent? I'm not sure how you do that. Ground tile map layer. Okay, let's put a thing here. Wait, no, I don't need to do that. What am I doing? No, stop that. There are tile map functions I did somewhere. Tile map size, here it is. Get size in pixels. This goes through every layer and does what? It gets the used rect. Ah, that's what we want. Okay, so we want to get public static vector 2i get tile map upper leftmost coordinates. Node. Yeah. All right, so int x, min x, and max value. Yep, cool. Easy peasy. Now you just return a vector. Wow, thanks AI. Oh man. All right, well, great. That's exactly what I would have written. All right, so when clearing the ground, we need to get this. Vector 2i upper leftmost chords equals that. And then the rectangle needs to start there. So this plus this dot x, this plus this dot y. Then the width and height can be the same. Cool. And then this needs to be pulled in. Yeah. Max value twice. The AI code, maybe I saw it wrong. No, this is correct. So what we're doing is we're saying take the x and y that's the farthest from the upper left so that everything we find is going to be lower than that. That way we can return the lowest of all of them. So this should be correct, yeah. Oh, by the way, Chaos, why did you ask about the Ultima games? I never saw a follow-up on that. All right, so now is the moment of truth. Nice, look at that. We exactly erased underneath the enchanter den. But now we need to delete a little bit farther down below the trees, and that's why I wrote this out like this. World objects are the trees, and the region to clear is going to be slightly larger. Rect to tree region to clear equals So we take the position is going to be the same, and we extend the size by a new vector of 0, 2. That might be enough. It might be 3 tiles because it's got to be. No. Trees are 3 tall, so it needs to be 2 tiles extra. Let's see now. Nice. Yeah, so it cleared these trees. All right. This is still a problem, I guess, because if we don't clear what's above this, then this won't, like now we have this shadow around the tree that doesn't look good. And all of this doesn't line up. So I guess all this was stupid. Oh, man. Had Ultima 4, had the box and all, loved it. Had physical map, if I remember correctly. Yeah, a lot of the older games did fun things with the instruction books. All right, take care, Wendy. Yeah, and thank you. I think Star Tropics was the most ridiculous, and that they had a note that you had to submerge in water, if I'm recalling correctly, to reveal the code, which was 747. And if you didn't know this code, then you'd probably start every number from 000 all the way up to 999 and go through roughly 75% of them before you finally got to it. Which is a shame. People who rented the game didn't have the instruction book or didn't have the note. People who played on like Wii Virtual Console and needed to go to some special menu. All right, well, I guess we could keep these functions, but this is kind of silly. Because yeah, this doesn't really help that much. Same thing with building the vault. Maybe we just clear a region for the vault. I don't know what we're gonna do about this. The only thing I can think is that we need to design whatever the enchanter looks like with all of the surrounding area taken into account. That's all I can think of. Tile map should support reconnecting the auto tiles. But I guess what I'm trying to say is there's like we have all this cobblestone that's going on top of a bunch of stuff. So this tile, this grass, we have no transition for the grass into cobblestone. That just doesn't exist. So I think we need to do something different. We don't have this problem with the shops because the shops have their area carved out for them. And for the alpha, I liked this well enough because it shows you, okay, something's going to be here. But I don't know how I feel about that for the final game. Like, what if you're just looking at a whole bunch of blank areas? I think it'd be cooler to have it look like this, and you build something and it carves out all of the space it needs. Setting this at runtime will be hard. The auto tile stuff, I don't think we need to necessarily do the auto tile stuff at runtime though. That's what I'm trying to say. I think we can just design the enchanter so that it like fits into the space we carved out. Make the dark patch transition into the bright color. That does have a proper transition. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to check in the code I've done. I'm not happy with this. I think we need a better solution. All right, so where does this go? Tile map size and node functions. I think I'm going to put this stuff in there too. Clear ground. This is for the map. That's fine. Let's make a new thing. Call it tile map or clear tile map. And put this in there. Good. All right, clear tile map. All right, so that's going to call into clear tile map dot that stuff. Delete all this. And yeah, clear ground is now being called. I'll keep this code in there too. Let's put this back to how it was. Is this like this? Yeah, I think so. And then create enchanter den can clear all the stuff around the enchanter den. I guess we already have the width and tiles. This is going to change. Yeah. So now the trees will just get knocked out immediately. Yeah. And this is what it looks like. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, I'm not happy with this. I think we need to change this a bit. What change here? Environment, yeah. Wait, why did we do that? So that we can get it for the clear tile map thing, right? Yeah. Too bad. Too bad. Okay, so we should probably write what this is doing. Just deletes every cell in every tile map layer in the given region. Yeah. I'll say some tile maps may not be anchored to 0, 0, in which case we would use this function to get the upper leftmost coordinates. Good. And then Kevin's suggestion to use vector 2i for this stuff. Yeah. So town, clear ground, rect 2i. Region clear that size plus vector 2i. Cool, pass it in here. We don't need ints now. Saw some dudes walking on the map. What's your philosophy for AI in this game? Guessing they have goals, etc. Yeah, we need to revamp the customers. A lot of what you see walking on the map are customers, even though nothing really makes them obviously customers. But right now they're set to just always walk to an item as soon as they can. So if I drag this potion over to here, this customer is going to walk there and buy it immediately. So eventually we want there to be like states that the customer's in. Maybe they're just wandering around. Maybe they're looking for an item. Maybe they want a specific item. Maybe they don't have the money to buy something. Maybe they leave your town. Those sorts of things. We gotta clear out the vault at some point too. Should be a new rec 2i. Which is gonna cause issue. Ooh, wait a sec. That whole function is now bad. Because we left the exclamation marks in here. This we know is gonna exist, so we don't need that. The position here is gonna be a floating point coordinate. And we're hoping that this converts to a tile coordinate well. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Tile X. Oh, actually, we could do that. Yeah, but then we need to make that an int. Tile X, tile Y. It should know how to do that. Okay, and then we need to convert something here to an int, so we either do a math.floor, math.ceiling here. I don't think it really matters. And then ints on both of these. Okay, let's try running this. What a bummer. What a bummer. Yeah. Well, it's probably slightly better than it was, but still not great. Anything else I want to change here? I don't think so. Okay, so clear ground beneath the enchanter. This still doesn't make the enchanter look like they belong where they do, which is unfortunate. But at least we clear out trees in the area. We need to use that for the vault as well. Oh, also remove the Z-index code. Wait a second. Z-index code. Can we remove that? I guess that's the whole reason why I had done this. Deleting tiles underneath where the enchanter's den should go. Now let's try that out. Yeah, I think that's working correctly now. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Well, that should be checked in as part of the last commit. So let's just amend that. All right, done. So yeah, this is as finished as we're gonna get. Oh, that's loud. Taco, thank you for gifting 2 subs. That is very generous of you. Especially. Oh, hey, your last message was 4.5 years ago. Wow. Welcome back. Surprise indeed. In fact, that was your only message. It's 4.5 years ago. Yeah, I appreciate it. How are you doing? What have the last 4.5 years held in store for you? Have you stolen many a taco? So now we have to save and load this. I only come and watch, don't talk much, I listen. Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that boat. Chat has like drastically slowed down since the days I used to stream. And I think part of it too is Twitch and just the general software and game dev category. If you look at, let me pull this up on a different monitor right now. If you look at the software and game dev category, there are less than 3,000 viewers right now. And it just doesn't bode well for discovery in the channel. And I look at my follow counts at the end of a day and it's like 5 new followers sometimes. And I remember back in the days of old, it was like 30 new followers or something per day. It's just changed a lot. 218 wheelers, that's a lot of tacos. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not really too bummed about it because I am just trying to make a game right now. But if I ever did get back to what this channel is branded for, which is the Adam Learns content, which who knows if that's ever going to happen, then I think it'd be a different story. I think I would want there to be more viewers. But I think I'd also do something about it, whereas right now I'm not doing anything about it. I think I need to pull them in from other platforms, which means actually being consistent about making YouTube videos, probably making shorts, etc., etc. All right, so save and load the enchanter. I guess we'd first need to do this part. Time to rebrand. I mean, really, it should be something like Adam Makes Games or something along those lines. Time I start streaming is usually when you're on your way home. That has a lot to do with it, yeah. Yeah, and I've been pretty consistent with the timings. Like I said, this coming week I might change it up a bit. Yeah, also all software development. Yep, less than 3K. And I think another big thing that happens, there's an equilibrium point with every channel where you have some number of new followers and some number of people who never come back. They don't need to unfollow or anything. And that combination leads to whatever your equilibrium is. Your number of new followers cannot be 0 for that equilibrium, or if it's 0, then you're losing viewers eventually, because there will always be people who will never come back. So the new follower count for the channel to grow would probably have to be like greater than 15 or something per day. And yeah, the other I guess property affecting this is that this is not content you can sort of easily jump into. And I'm happy to answer questions. I want to make this as accessible as possible. But still, when you see me coding the same thing for like 2 hours in a row, how many people are going to be like, yeah, I love watching this. It's mostly lurkers who are getting their own work done. Hey, Kobe. And hey, Caleb. Just Mr. Leans. Okay, so unlock 1 enchanter crystal at a time. Let's go modify the map here. Might as well. I want to just delete the tables and the small crystals altogether. I kind of want to put the small crystals onto the ground somewhere, just so you can, just for flavor maybe. Like what if I delete this and I take these crystals and what is right clicking doing? What am I doing right now? I don't, what? I don't understand. Oh, I had this thing selected? Oh, selection. Okay, got it. Yeah. So anyway, I could put some crystals on the floor, I guess, something like that. And then maybe take that one and put this here. And this can go like that. I don't know if this is going to look any better. Yeah, who can blame them for not understanding and leaving? Yeah. And it's not like there's something just easily accessible. Like, oh, this person's playing a game. People seem excited. And then the core of all of this stuff is what I was talking about in the last interview that I did, which is interactivity versus productivity. I can't constantly be explaining what I'm doing and also be productive. I can't constantly be interacting with chat and work on code. Yeah. Yeah, people also leave when they learn the game is not multiplayer. Sad days. Want to do some game dev at some point? Tired of CRUD apps with boring stuff all day? Add button, add endpoint. Yeah, yeah. That gets tiring pretty quickly. You should try some game dev then. Hey, why not this weekend? Okay, so I think this looks stupid with the crystals just hanging out here. I think if anything, the enchanter should be surrounded by these three crystals or something like that. But I think just having these be here is not the best. Maybe it'd look better if these were on. Not really. Yeah, not really. It looks like they have some function and they just don't. So I think we'll just delete them. No idea what to build. But that's the thing. Just start with a genre or an idea or a mechanic that you like. Maybe there's a game you've been playing where you're like, oh man, it'd be nice if there was this one tiny change that they made. And if not any of that, then just kind of start and tinker around with the game engine and see where it takes you. Could be interesting. Yeah, there's a Ludendare this weekend. Yeah. Time to start requesting PvP. And the first request is already in. It would be kind of neat to take a game like this and add some multiplayer element. But I think a lot of times the way those sorts of games work is that it is largely a single player game, and then you sort of like copy someone else's world to do some sort of multiplayer version of it. And it's not really truly PvP. And in this case, I mean, the game doesn't lend itself well to PvP. I know this is a joke, but I think it'd be very hard to add. Just from a game design perspective. Even if you had infinite coding time, it's like, what would you even do? Okay, so now that we have no extra crystals and no tables, I think we can probably just shrink this. Yeah, it doesn't need to take up that much space. So let's go do that too. I don't think there's an easy way to do this. Yeah, I think we just need to do minus 16 and minus 16. By the way, for those who don't know this about Godot, this is great. You can just type in like math equations and press enter here. So if I wanted to, where's the last thing I need to move? This thing. So I can say something like minus 8 times 4 in here. And it does it. And that's pretty nice. All right, now I want to move the enchanter over as well. Where are you located? Minus 32. And then we want to subtract 2 tiles from here. So watch this. We put this here and then delete all of this. And there is our smaller enchanter area. Maybe going to a crystal if that's active, that would make it live. Make it live? I'm not totally sure what you're saying, Karada. You're saying like walk to the crystal that's active? Oh, did I not shrink the clickable area? I did not. Yeah, this should also shrink by, where's the size? Here, size. Okay, this needs to be minus 32 as well. Ooh, but it's centered. So that also then this needs to move by 16. Yeah, there. Cool. You know, a game where one player is trying to finish a quest and the other player is trolling nonstop? That would be hilarious to me. You know what you could do then? You could make a Minecraft mod. It already has all of the multiplayer and everything hooked up. Everyone already has Minecraft. You could make it so that one player is given a quest. Maybe it's like build a building, and the other player has to go build tools and stuff to stop them from building that building. Hello, cat. He's trying to open the door. I just saw a cat paw in the door. Oh, here she comes. Just laughing on top. Well, yeah, why not try it out? Getting into Minecraft plugins is, I'd say, just as hard as getting into game dev, but once you know what you're doing with Minecraft plugins, it's a lot easier to visualize your work and a lot easier to test it and everything. Because, I mean, Minecraft already exists and is a fully fledged game. So you gain a whole lot of things for free. Hello, cat. Hello. She's going to come up here. It's just a matter of time. I will make it easier for her. Abby, you want to come over? Good girl. Good girl. All right, now we got to zoom out. Nope, she clicked. Hi. Hi, girl. Oh. Will you just sit down? What an adorable cat. She's purring immediately. Oh. Okay. Are you going to just sit there? Oh, she's purring very loudly. Again, I have to pull this picture up every opportunity I get. This is the cat that is currently terrorizing the keyboard and mouse. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. You want to come over? Go, girl. Girl. Here, sit down. Good girl. Too bad you can't hear her. Purring so loudly. I love this cat. So cute. Looks disappointed in the picture she does, yeah. In person right now, she's quite happy looking. Okay. The only problem is she does not let me code. Because as soon as my hands stop petting her, she's like, whoa, whoa, what happened? So cute. All right, so unlocking one crystal at a time. We'll do the same thing we do with everything else, which is like put the sign where the next crystal should go. And I think this is worth doing. But actually, I wonder if for alpha we should just ignore this and just start you with all of them. I'm not sure. How old is Abby? I think she's probably about 2. Maybe 2.5, something like that. Or very adorable. Just purring up a storm. I'm not sure how I feel about this, unlocking more of these. I think for the final game it would be kind of cool, but then I think of what's the gameplay? You're just dragging potions here at first? And I guess you'd be able to... Oh, that's a problem. It makes the... Oh. You stop hovering the item here, and it stops your tooltip from working. Okay, I got to do something about that. Really been working for 60 days? Yeah. Well, streaming for 60 days at least. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. You don't go over there. Okay, okay, cut it out. Just sit down and everything will be hunky-dory. All right, so what would it mean for you to unlock these things? You had to unlock the crystals, then you'd see the effects of items that you couldn't actually disenchant yet. I think that would be fine if it just cost money to unlock them, which is what we're doing. Yeah. If she stepped on your keyboard and stopped the stream, she would be pressing pause. No, she'd be pressing stop. If she temporarily stopped the stream, then she'd be pressing pause. Will you sit down? Will you sit down, cat? Oh, you're so cute. Such a good cat. I'm gonna zoom in again. Oh, she thinks I'm trying to get her over here. All right, I just want to make the green screen thing go away. Mr. Actually is live. I'm just teasing you. I know you're just making a joke and I'm ruining it. Just sort of like the rice you had. Hey, Rima. Will you just sit down? All right, I am leaning toward doing this. I think part of what I'm struggling with right now is I'm butting up against the end of my energy. I have very much set out a stream stamina of like 6 hours. Cat's name is Abby. I've set out a stream stamina of like 6 hours and I am reaching the end of it. And I wonder if it's better to like take a break, come back and do a little evening stream. I don't know though. All I want to do is pet this cat right now, which is now out of frame. Cat is so cute. Yeah, I do want to do this. I was thinking I could skip this. I don't think I can. The designing player-wide skills around equipment. I think we should just do this later, and I should write this down on the design document. Break makes sense. Yeah, I think so. Do you have deadlines in mind for your game? I have deadlines for the alpha builds. I think it's really important to get feedback from all the builds that you release, because the general tendency you'll find is that you release a build to, let's say, 100 people, and you're going to get feedback that is pretty common amongst those 100 people. Some people are going to be like, hey, the music's great, but the graphics aren't great. The gameplay is really difficult around level 2 and whatever. They'll say things like that. And if you don't go act on that feedback, it means that if you were to release it to another 100 people, you'll probably get the same feedback. And if the feedback's good, then you don't have a problem. But if the feedback is like, oh, I was really confused when I got to that new system that was unlocked, then yeah, that's a thing that you know you have to fix. Did you hear him that time, Karada? She finally left. I can write things down. Player-wide skill tree ideas. Yeah, so something enchanting plus % length to equipment or to enchanting. I don't know if we can do anything else with this. Could be like chance to not consume the... I think that would just be confusing. I think this is the only one I would probably do. Plus % duration to enchanting, yeah. Oh, you did hear it. Okay, yeah. All right, and I'm going to just cross this off the list for now. So I only said the first half of what I was talking about, which is I'm butting up against the stream stamina, and I think taking a break is probably in order. Also, I don't think I've taken any breaks all day other than my lunch break. So it's been pretty much 6 hours with just a lunch break and not like stepping away from my computer. But the other problem is that I wanted to complete this today, and we have 2 tasks left. Neither is necessarily hard. It's just... I just don't have the energy. I don't think I should push it. Yeah. Well, anyway, if I were to stream again tonight, which I probably won't because we did a full day of streaming, I could actually just work on the music. I've got the first minute or so of the soundtrack, and I really like the ideas I have planned for after this. Let me play you a snippet. What's this instrument? Can you hear this? I'm assuming that's coming through, but I don't actually know. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anyway, chord progression we have in most of this is E flat major 7 to an A flat major 7, which is very peaceful. And then it goes to a like a G7 basically, and then a C suspended to a C7. And that's what I'm thinking. I think that could be a pretty soothing background track to have. But I haven't typed that in yet. So anyway, that's one option. Music, it could be finishing this work. And I think we could do maybe some like skill tree design. I don't know if there's any other pressing work that really needs to be done. Tad stressed at the minute. You needed to calm me more. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to any of this work here. And I think this represents quite a lot of work. But this is why the bricklaying stuff is important. Okay. Oh, and the title screen. I think this is something we weave in. Maybe I'll say like low energy work. The skill tree design, i.e. skills for each adventurer. The title screen probably. Yeah. Also, when it comes to content, I guess organization is part of it. When it comes to content, we've got to add in item names, add item names, descriptions, and flavor text. Probably lean on AI for this stuff. Maybe come up with some prompts that'll make it easier to generate this text. Because in my mind, the item descriptions don't really matter too much. I did this when it came to OpHog. I think there were descriptions for these. Yeah. Just random. I did not use AI for these. This was too long before AI was really commonly usable like that. Throwing axes. These are a lot of fun to throw. Wow, what a great description. Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna get going. Let me find somebody to raid. I think it sounds like it's for the title screen or menu. I've got a different thing planned for the title screen, which is like... I don't have enough keys for this. Anyway, yeah, I've got a different thing planned for that. All right, I'm going to raid Tina. Raid, it's Tina. Tina is playing Stardew Valley right now. She plays pretty much every game the same way, which is no backseating, but it's still very, very entertaining, especially from someone who likes watching people just explore a game as they normally would if you were just on the couch next to them, for example. Yeah, very entertaining. She's been streaming forever. I will probably slot in another stream at some point. Probably not tonight. But if you want to stay tuned for that, join Discord. And that's all I've got. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Say hi to Tina for me. And I will see you at least on Monday.